Welcome back to the Coronavirus, the Real Story in Italy, episode 2. And for those of you that might have seen the first episode, I'm sure you're pretty curious how this episode was going to turn out in this update. Honestly, I was just as curious, how is this week going to happen for us? And I was surprised. It was a completely different week than last week. So at the end of this video, I'm going to show you how we ended the week, which was the best decision of the week. We were seriously giggling. We were so happy because we really needed what we did. So today what I'm going to do is talk about the chain of events of how things have happened this week daily, and then I'll focus on how that is affecting us here in Italy right now in our lives. So here we go. Okay, welcome back. So as I told you before, my updates are not going to tell you all the facts and details about this coronavirus. You're all doing that enough. I'm going to tell you how things are affecting us locally here in Italy and the experiences that we are having and how it's affecting us. If you do want some good information, you can follow me on Heather Evertson Italian Travels on Facebook. My husband is not an official spokesperson, but he has a lot of experience in this area, and he's been posting things as they happen and watching it very closely. So if you do want to follow some good facts and good articles, go to Heather Evertson Italian Travels on Facebook. Okay, so Saturday, February 28th, which is when I was doing the last update. Afterwards, my husband decided to just take the kids and go off to one of those escape rooms that we have in Florence. Yes, it's very cool. And they do it in English and Italian. So they just needed to get out and go play. So they all took off for a little while, and we were trying to decide about how we were going to handle church, because a lot of the churches around Italy were canceled. So we didn't know if our meeting was going to still go on, if we were going to go to church the next day, or if it was canceled. And then we got a message from our bishop. So he was telling everyone, yes, we're having the meeting. We will be doing things a little bit differently to protect everyone from spreading the virus, the sacrament, and everything. And if you were sick, to please not come, but they could bring the sacrament to them in their home if they would like. But he also asked everyone in the area to do a special fast about the virus, which is when we skip 2 meals and pray all together about something that's important. And so we were like, okay, well, let's get ready for church. And we decided, let's just have a movie night, family movie night. So we're all sitting around having a nice time, just chilling out. And about 11:30, when I was putting everybody to bed, out of the blue, my son just started vomiting like crazy, really bad. And from the other room, I could hear him. And then before long, not very long, he just yelled across the house and said, "Give me an ambulance now." And so, of course, everything's going through my mind. And I ran into his room to check on him, and he was doubled over the side of the bed in a lot of pain and moaning and groaning. And I could tell right off that it wasn't the virus. I mean, of course, I was thinking, is he sick? Has he got the virus? But I could tell right off the bat he had kidney pain. I've had it before, and any of you that might have had this, you recognize it right off the bat, and I knew that's what it was. So we called him an ambulance, which really was not where we wanted any of our family members to be right now. Is at a hospital. Who knows what virus or germs they're going to get. But anyway, we sent him to the hospital, and late that night, hours later, he came home, and yes, in fact, he had a huge kidney stone, but they can't do anything for him, so they sent him home to try to pass it on his own. But anyway, he was okay, and we're grateful he didn't have the virus. They did test him at the hospital. Okay, so Sunday, we went to church, and it was interesting doing the sacrament with gloves, and everyone was being very careful, but nobody was sick there at the church. But we had learned that all the senior missionaries in the Milan mission have been sent home, and any of the missionaries that have any health issues or asthma, they were also sent home. And of course, the missionaries are all still on lockdown. So then later that night, we did the sacrament together with Bronson at home, and that was really nice. But the poor guy, oh my goodness, if you've had kidney problems, you know, you feel so helpless. I can't tell you how much I've been drinking. Just thinking about him, I'm over there drinking like crazy because I feel so bad and I can't do anything. So I'm getting hydrated, but anyway, poor Bron, he's doing fine now. Okay, so March 2nd was Monday, and we had to just move forward. Okay, a lot of things have changed. Our world has been disrupted, but everything on the most part was the same around town. The kids had school, the buses were running, the stores were open. Things were pretty normal, even though a lot had changed. So for example, I had 3 different interns that were working with me on making my videos, doing the editing, and different projects that I've been working on. And they're gone. So I had to figure out, all right, what can I do, and let's keep things moving. And that Monday morning, I had my follow-up appointment with the Consul General, and I wasn't going to cancel that. So I found another professional videographer, got over there, took care of that, which is going to be a very cool video. So make sure you subscribe so you could see that in the coming months, coming weeks when I release it. But moving forward, we're just trying to do what we can do. So then that night I had my public speaking course that I was hosting here in the vacation home with several other women. And we all came together just saying, all right, what's it like for you? How's your job? Do you still have a job? Do you have any business left? What's it going like? It's been a rough reality for so many people. And we just decided, like, we have to support each other here locally and do what we can to move forward, because things are going to continue to change. But anyway, so that was Monday. Okay, so Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday were pretty much the same. Everything around town was normal. Buses running, stores are open, all of those things. And it was just weird because we all felt completely fine. We don't know anyone that has been sick or have heard of anyone that's sick, but yet our world is disrupted. And overall, the reality hitting us that it's really going to take at least a year for Florence and Italy to recover from what has happened in the last week. Pretty rough, and not just for me. For many people, to see your whole annual salary disappear in a week, it's kind of hard. Tour guides, hotels, restaurants, car rental agencies, bus agencies, and it's just a ripple effect from there. Initially, the tourism is getting hit really hard, but it'll have ripple effects that are going to affect everyone else eventually. So a lot of the universities, some of my friends who are staff at universities here have said this last week, they've been training on how they're going to conduct all of their future lessons and assignments to their students remotely over video. And hopefully they'll all still have a job in the fall, but that's what they're all doing currently. Meetings are changing, venues are changing. I'm seeing a lot of businesses closing, salons, bars, gelaterias. Most of them are open, but randomly you're just seeing all these different businesses just saying closed, we're gone, we'll be back later. So it's been just very interesting. And also one of my friends had a trip planned. They planned for 6 months. They were going out to this cute little teeny island off of Madagascar, and they got a call saying, if you're coming from Italy, we don't want you, and canceled it. And so right now, during the week, we're seeing that so many things are changing, whether someone's worried about the virus or not. These decisions are being made for them. So for example, I was doing a project with the university for this summer, which was a really cool, exciting project. And then their finance department came and said, stop, no funding, and if you go, you cannot proceed. Large group tours were being canceled. If they did go, then all their activities and events were being canceled. Okay, so before I go forward, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell, because who knows when I'm going to be making these updates. It's really hard to even make a schedule to release them because things are changing hourly. And if it's interesting to you at all, please share the link, rather than talking about it with friends, share the link to other people, because who knows, this might be my only source of income in the near future. But anyway, I hope it's interesting to you. But right now, I want all of you to get involved and participate. Please leave a comment down below. First, list your city and country where you're located. Tell me if you know anyone directly that is sick or has even died. Tell me just details on that. And also, in one sentence, just how it's affecting your life right now, whether it's we're in lockdown or we are just being prepared and watching curiously, or schedules, our life has changed and plans are changed, travel's changed, whatever it is. Just in one sentence, explain to me how this whole problem, worldwide problem, has affected you. So I can't wait to hear what you have to say. Okay, so back to Wednesday, I had gone to take my daughter to the hospital for a doctor's appointment, and I ran into one of my friends that I know. She's a manager at the Hertz car rental department. We're like family because we haven't owned a family car for 10 years that we've lived here, and so we've been very frequent regulars at the Hertz department. They're like family. They're constantly renting cars. And I ran into her and she said, we have nothing. We have no reservations. Everything has been canceled. And she said that she was on a forced holiday. So who knows? These things are changing regularly. But back to the schedule. So Wednesday, March 4th, I'm just going to get some more fresh things at the store and some snacks for my daughter's birthday treat at school. And right before I left, my husband called me and said, there's a new report, there's a new decree that all schools are going to be closed as of March 5th, the next day, to the 15th. And so start figuring out how that's going to affect you. So I did, and it was like, okay, here we go. And I was arriving to the school right as they were trying to hurry and get done. All the teachers were like, clear out your desks, and having all the kids take everything home. And the janitors were saying, well, it's in shutdown. We're doing a deep clean of the school, so everybody needs to take everything down. And at first they said, too, we don't know for sure. We're waiting for the superintendent, the president, to say for sure or not. But anyway, so it was just kind of crazy. Everybody's like, all right, we don't know what's going on. Let's just get all of our stuff out. And then by that night, we found out more to the decree was that you also could not have any group gatherings, public or privately. And if you do, then you need to have 1.5 meters distance from each other. So for example, at church, we can fit 100 people in the chapel. So then you can only do 30, which is not how we're going to do it. And I'll tell you more how that works, but that's an example. So here we are left with all kinds of interpretations of this decree. Everyone's trying to figure out, what does this mean? What can we do? What can't we do? It was very interesting. So Wednesday night, I had a leadership meeting at the church with the bishop and all the different auxiliary leaders. And one of the things I really appreciated was, it's been very frustrating and irritating to deal with all of this stuff going on. But the bishop reminded us all that we need to just focus on the positive and look for the blessings that are hidden in trials, which I try to always do, but I needed this reminder. And to think, okay, well, we're forced to be home and spending more time as a family, time to strengthen ourselves spiritually and focus on the positive. Do the things that we don't normally have time to do because we have such crazy, fast-paced lives in today's world. So that was something I needed to hear. It really helped to just remind me, okay, what are we going to do? Also, on Wednesday morning, my husband had left to Dallas. He hurried and got on a flight because he had a lot of projects pending and things going on, and we wanted to make sure he could actually keep working. So luckily he got out. He didn't have any checks on the way out of the airplane once he got on American soil. But anyway, everything went smooth and fine for him. And that was Wednesday, March 4th. So things continued to change after that. So for this meeting, we had a New York Times best-selling author, David Bach, who lives here in Florence. And we were so excited to have him come speak to us. We had an incredible venue, which is Palazzo San Nicolo. We are going to have Indian food by our favorite caterer, the Melaleuca Catering Cafe, and we were already worried about space because it was going to be one of our biggest attendants, and we had to start turning people away because we couldn't hold enough people. We were so excited. At least that we can enjoy. But with this decree, it was just phone calls back and forth and back and forth. How do we handle this? So we're going to have an issue if we do, but if we do, then who knows who will come, and everybody that doesn't come is going to wish they were there, which is kind of crazy. So the next couple days were just a lot of decisions trying to figure out what we're going to do and what we can and can't do. Still nobody hearing about cases, anyone sick in Florence, but here, who knows what's going on. Daily, like really this whole week, the last 2 weeks, we haven't been able to make any plans more than 12 hours in advance. Everything changes like daily. So I can't wait to tell you what we ended up doing on Saturday. But let me tell you kind of a little bit how things are going right now in Italy. So first of all the church meetings are canceled. We're going to be doing that on video conference. Most of the schools, all of their classes are within universities. All their classes are done online, which there's a lot of kinks to work out. One of my friends was saying, yeah, we all tuned in, and the first half hour it was streaming and we didn't see it, you know. And some of my friends who are staff members trying to train this, not all teachers are used to that teaching style. It's completely different than just putting a PowerPoint together. There's a lot to it. Anyway, so there's a lot of adjustments to make. Now the temple is closed, and what I heard is the whole Seoul, Korea mission has completely been sent home, so we're hoping that doesn't happen in Italy. But they have sent all the missionaries who are on their last transfer, their last and the second to last transfer, I believe, are all being sent home. Most of the American temple workers, they've all gone home. And let's see, there's just so many things. So the bottom line is, okay, I've been affected personally. It's rough. My whole work is in tourism and it's shot for the year. I'm not alone though, and it breaks my heart to see a lot of people that this was their life dream. College students who this was their once-in-a-lifetime experience to come and be here for even 3 months and sent home. Anniversaries, weddings, all kinds of things. So now I'm getting emotional, but I'm affected, but I'm seeing how many people are, and that's hard. So, okay, one little update I want to just clarify. On my first update, I had mentioned that there were 2 members of our church in Milan. One was sick and one had died back on the very first of this arise. It was something that just made us alert, like, whoa, we need to pay attention to what's going on back on like February 23rd. We've been trying to track down and find out who that is, and as far as right now, today we know that, which is Sunday the 8th, that nobody in the church has died. There is a family in Milan that's very sick, and one is on life support, so we're praying that they'll be okay. Okay, so before I tell you about Saturday, our very fun day of ending the week, Sunday was interesting because it was all online. So we had church at home, which was actually kind of nice. We had 2 of our favorite study abroad students over, Michelle and Mariah, and we had a nice little Sunday watching it on the TV on Facebook Live and sang some songs and stuff afterwards. And then Bronson did the sacrament for all of us, which was kind of special because whenever you break yourself out of your regular habits and traditions, it kind of helps you think of things more. You ponder on it a little more. So it was a special day. Also, with this update, I would like to thank my sponsors who made this video possible, which is Brent and Letitia Kennedy. They're good friends of ours here in Livorno, Italy, and we love them very much. So I appreciate them and helping us make this video possible. So thank you, Brent and Letitia, and your family. We love you guys. So I'm going to tell you what we did for the last day after a stressful week of who knows what's going on. It's kind of interesting because the underlying stress, okay, we're fine. We don't know anybody that's sick, but we're always on alert. What's next? And we keep getting these announcements. And it's strange because during the week, the kids like randomly keep talking about nightmares they're having. Not about dying of a virus, but just random nightmares. You could tell everybody's kind of stressed. So we packed everyone into the car and we drove to Cinque Terre. So it really stinks to be in Italy right now, but it's incredible to be in Italy right now too. We're in Italy, and so we figured we can go out in nature. We're not going to get sick there, and we can go out and get fresh air. And seriously, we were like jumping for joy. We were so happy, and we didn't realize how much we needed it. So it was a fun day. Watch this now. I'll show you some clips. And stay tuned. Please subscribe now, and who knows how this next video is going to end, but I'll keep trying to help you understand what life is like here, different than what you see on the news. I'm going to tell you how we're handling things and what it's like for us here on the ground. So, ci vediamo presto. Basta con questo colore. Enjoy it. Here comes a big wave. Uh-oh, watch out, Robbie, you're gonna get wet. Woo! That's awesome. Here comes another big one. Ooh, that's so cool.